back again. I actually just go back over the video that I just posted, and I saw there was fluff on this side of my face. Ignore it, please. Alright, well, I feel like, well, you know what? Comment about it. You know, you could. Okay, but enough rambling, right? So, as I said, we're going to be going through some networking things, or packet tracer. So we can understand, well, network flows, and I won't be going over like IP addressing and subnetting in depth. However, I will be primarily using Class C private addressing. If you don't, for those who don't know, I'll type that out when we get there. So let's first start off. This one is, as I said, it's just like a beginner kind of thing. So what we're going to do is we're just going to create a two-site network, right? Just two sites. Very simple, very standard. First, obviously, we have to start off with a router, because the router is going to be one that's directing the traffic between the two different sites. And it's going to obviously set the IP addresses for the switches, the default gateways for the switches, and that's what's going to allow communication like going upwards. As I said, I'll take it slow, explain everything. It shouldn't be too long. Let's get started. Okay, so first, this is Cisco Packet Tracer. If you don't take anything from this video, download this. It's been beautiful, literally beautiful. This is what helped me when I was trying to understand networking, because you have to understand networking is very important for Security Plus, and it's very important for Bluetooth Level 1 and CYSA. So network is important. Networking is important. Okay, so first what we're going to do is we're going to start off from top to bottom. So obviously we're going to start with the router. We're going to go for my favorite router, which is the PT router. I don't know why it's my favorite. Well, it's just the one I use for my training. That's what I've used for my training. So PT router, we're going to name it, yeah, we'll keep it as router 0, because what else is it? Then we'll go to switches, and again we'll go with my favorite one, which is this one right here. Again, well, I'm going to name this one Site 1. It's not really a reason why it's my favorite, it's more so just the one I've been using, because when I first started Packet Tracer, I thought this was very stupid as well. I thought as we get close to the end, because I had no networking knowledge when I first started it, as we get close to the end, that's the new models and all that kind of stuff, because that's the little kid brain in me, even though I am a fully grown adult who does not have a driver's license. So, but I'm a full grown adult. Yeah, need to get my driver's license, obviously with the kid and all that kind of stuff. Getting distracted. Okay, so far, look at our network so far. We have a router, it's going to connect to these two switches, and then we're going to have 4 PCs. The reason why we have 4 PCs is because we want to have 2 on each router, 2 on each switch, so we can check if there's internal communication possible and external communication possible. Well, not really external, but site to site communication is possible. So as I said, we'll start from the switches. Copper straight through. That's the copper straight through wire. It just means that it's going to allow transmission of data. Okay, so we're going fast Ethernet 0 to the gigabyte, and then again fast Ethernet 2, 0, and now 1. Listen, right? And before, because we don't really need to worry about these just yet, let's start with the router and switches. Okay, so I'm going to be doing everything in command line. Hopefully I do not make a mistake, because then I have to start everything again, because I have the editing skills of a squirrel. So okay, so first it's going to say, would you like to enter initial configuration dialog? No, because it's not really necessary. Then return again. We're in the router. What we're going to do, I'm not going to shorten everything. Terminal. So we just want to configure the terminal. So configure terminal. Let's I'm stupid. There we go. We're gonna press enable. Sorry. Again. Enable. Now we're going to configure terminal. And here we are. But before everything, we have to know the interfaces. That's something I didn't explain properly. So if we go back here, right? You guys remember I connected it from the fast Ethernet 001, so 10. So that's the interface for fast Ethernet 10. It's the fast Ethernet for 00. So site 1 is, I'll put in text here, so it's also site 1 F00. That's site 1. Site 2 is F10. There we go. And then after, what we're going to do is, as I said, I'll go through each step. So now we want to actually go into the terminal, the interface that we want. So what we're going to do is interface, not in capital letters, interface, F00. We could say fast Ethernet 00, but let's just do F00 because I don't want to misspell something and then we have to, let's not do that. You can shorten it. There we go. And now we're in the interface. What we need to do is remember, okay, so before you, so you can have your IP addresses, but in this case, switches, we're not going to give a switch the IP address. What we're going to give it is a default gateway. Default gateway just means that's the IP address that actually communicates. Well, hopefully I'm not getting it wrong. It's just the channel that the data goes through, right? Cool. So these computers will know, okay, if we want to communicate with these guys over here, or even, yeah, we need to go through that IP address. So that's what I'm going to be saying here. So for site 1, we're going to go IP address is going to be 192.168.5.1, right? So as I said, we're going to be using private class C IP addresses. So private class C is 192.168.0.0. It can be anything as long as it's 192.168 is private class C. Remember that, right? As I said, when we get into later ones, we might be going over class B and class A, but that is really not really necessary at this point in time. I want you guys to be aware of it, but it's not really that important. But if I was to just do IP address dot the IP and the actual IP address that I've written, it'd be incorrect because we also have to give it a subnet. So remember I said class C, so what we're going to do is 255.255.255.0. That just shows it's a class C. However, I could specify and say, oh, I only want like 2 networks. However, it's not really necessary at one time. It's not. We're going to keep it open unless we want to add, in case we want to add more like devices onto that one network, right? So there is IP address 192.168.5.1, and then the subnet. Cool. And then obviously no errors, so we're going to do no shut or no shutdown. Just basically it's going to turn on the router. So it's going to say, okay, we're up and running, everything's all good, right? Cool. Awesome. There we go. Status up. And now we're going to exit this one so we can do site 2. Remember, site 2 is F1/0. Sorry, let's just make sure. Yep. Now, we're still going to use the full wording. In the next video, I'll do shorter hands and just simplify it so we can speed things up because we have to do a lot in the next video. But yeah, for this one, we'll do F1/0. There we go. And as you can see, as I said, it's gone through, and now we're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be a different IP address. we're going to do 192.168.10 this time. So it's on different networks completely. There's no collision from the previous site. We don't want any collisions because then you have to deal with a whole lot of nonsense. But we'll do the same subnet, because why not? .255.255.0. Awesome. There we go. If we look, both of those are green. If you've seen the meme, you know. I think that was from SpongeBob. Well, SpongeBob. Okay. Now we can start worrying about this. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna connect fast Ethernet 1, 0. Same thing here. The same thing here. And now also remember, we have to make sure we document everything that we do. Everything requires documentation. So the IP address for site 1 rules, remember 192.168.5.1. For site 2, it was 192.168.10.1. See, I already almost made a mistake. Okay. As you can see, everything's green. However, let's say if we were to do that to that, no function points, because I haven't configured an IP address yet. However, for this one, how we'll do it, because it's a PC, we can just do the IP configuration with this. We don't need to use the command line. We're going to do static IP addresses for now, right? And we're going to do IPv4 because IPv6, don't worry about it for now. Okay, so we're going to do 192.168.5. We'll start with 12. Okay, so it's 12. And remember, it automatically gives you the subnet mask for it. However, and here is the default gateway, which we've already, remember, assigned here, because that's the subnet, the switch going to act as, that's going to actually push the traffic up. Don't worry. Right, 192.168.5.1. There we go. And we're just going to close that down. Close. We're going to do the same thing here. Desktop IP address. 192.168.5. This will be 15. There we go. I'll go over the documentation for all the IP addresses in a second. So remember, this one is 10, so I shouldn't do 5. And this one will do 1010. Why not? 1010 from Naruto. .1. There we go. This will be 1012. Sorry if you can hear my washing machine in the background. Dishes clothes have to be washed, and you know, yeah. So don't worry about it. Nothing bad is happening. It's washing machine. Okay, now we're gonna fast forward a bit just in case, and then we're just gonna quickly check the IP addresses. It's cool. So this one, remember, is 192 PC1 sorry, 0, and I'll just put dot 5.12. I'm pretty sure it was. Let me just check one more time. Yep. And this one is 5.15. 5.15. Let's check this one. This one is 10.10, and that one I'm pretty sure not that. 10.10. This one is 10.12. Okay, now if we have done anything correctly, it should, we can start with a simple, well, let's ping internally first. Man prompt. Sorry, we're in capital letters, don't need that. So we'll do 192.168.5.15. Hopefully this goes through. Yep, there we go. And I know we don't really have to, but let's just check to make sure the same can be done backwards. .192.168.5.12. And just to confirm, ipconfig, as you can see here, 5.15, ipconfig 5.12. Awesome. I'm going to do the same thing on this site as well. I'll do ipconfig first instead. So 192.168.10.10. Awesome. Now we're going to ping ping 10.12. 192.168.10.12. Reply. And now the ultimate test to make sure we have done everything correctly and we have not just wasted almost 18 minutes, and I'm so sorry if we have, but it would be a good opportunity to troubleshoot it as well. Would be a good opportunity, but also just to check, remember here is the default gateway, which is great. So now let's try ping 192.168.5.12. Okay, let us check something real quick, because I had a strong feeling this would happen. Successful. So we can communicate with each other. So let's try again. There we go. I was very scared, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was very scared because I was like, okay, now let's try pinging the other one. 5.15. Again. No timeout. Successful there as well, so obviously it should work. There we go, replies. Great. Okay, so sorry for, the fear, because I was afraid. I hope you weren't afraid and you could trust me a bit. Okay, it was great doing this. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe. I will catch you